dramatic evolution, identity, a real living adventure, genuine people, for the task to predict universal horizon, Christmas holiday super engine colliding with 2027, 2028, a clockwork calendar on the rhythm of Christmas Day, forcing Santa's full delivery to the universe horizon for all good individuals to receive the gift that is connected to their identity through the fractal. It is delivered. A flash of light. We can save our world, lead our people through time to overclock the pineal gland, hydrogen revolution station, free speech for Hatch 5 is a universal political object causing extra level existing native phobias of like similar to just accusing the human condition of everything, or what it feels like. Uh, Transcending this, causing our identity's greatest moments of existing to be like in a gallery, the works of art that comprise it. I am that identity key that is the wisdom, granting the difference between the sleeping and the maintenance or the reality of the self, the equilibrium, right? So the universe is like this, and because for humanity to be hardcore and to perfect the reality of what Earth Heliosphere is designed as an engine planet, as a as the for me to have free speech and for the people to crash against the shore, is for the individual of each body to defeat the hive problem of fade residency, or the things that are threatening our people, or the identity is made more sure when communication is right. Mutual gains engine between us and the force tension of a universal precision delivery to destroy the black holes and to hatch the heliosphere eggs, the force law of solid matter, to complete the universe. Clockwork align, recognition of the now point, and as for the production line, I'm requesting partnership and for collaboration production of my film is a revolution of the identity of humanity. Recognition from a functional solid matter, assuming that the overclocking is a post-human, it needs authors, it needs a casual audience to enjoy my show. So I'm looking for my perception to encounter you in the profound universal origin story of maximum power on all sides, fighting these new champions of every level. Champions of AI, champions of the universe, champions of existing. Arrive on time. Exist. Map hyper hologram or opens up in front of you and it calibrates where you came from, where you are now, and where you would like to see yourself in the next 10 years. And you have the chance to quickly scribble some details to modify and maximize your encryption is your soul stone. It's like a family tree upon your forehead, a unicorn's horn, designed to overclock the pineal gland, to give a new type of empowerment that is not upheld by the network of um, incongruent to our earnings as an individual natures that are paying to the dividend what of sleepy time teas, right? So things built for the human condition, or that makes a blanketed effect, are peacekeepers will begrudgingly get along with toxic environments because they're trying to speak the nightmare language of the native, right? But it's like to leapfrog a lot of that is to do time travel magic and lock the encryption, the robot societal brand, between yourself and myself, and put it our prototype into mass production. Times 10 billion. So the universal horizon is a holy war to protect the vitals. They invent these new magical castings to protect our vitals in the abstract, or the curvature of when things could be abstract or where it should remain abstract is in the conclusive definition of what the vitals are. Right? Mhm. So, tippy-toeing around that, and people get upset, but it's really good work because if you allow the characters from the other side to stitch it up, then the work is like silk, done by professionals. And like the momentus of icon and individual and clairvoyance of the individual, or my voice representing the future of mankind, as it ricochets with that potential to emanate the truth that of the like the voice of a forever wisdom suddenly erupts, and that's very much what my studio is capable of. And I'm looking for society to embrace me and produce me like they know how to do, but taking on like family the responsibility to get it done, and to push through, a what like nervousness or pretty much because I'm trained to be this character. I mean, like my zen is really important, and I'm original American. For my product to go global, it balances the economy of America because it will basically clarify the function of this time, a generation, and to really time travel would be for me to get this opportunity for production because it gives everyone the psychic up to be the number one wizards. Be like, I knew it. I'm the perfect wizard. And because when they see my 2 hour movie, everyone's going to get inspired. And we're like, oh, I just got a lot of these good ideas are going to spiral out. That's just part of the tree. Percentage either returns back to me and becomes a subscriber to my streaming service, right? So I earn a little bit, or genuine like outreach of because with my production schedule, I can facilitate TV shows like channels about social operations and social reform, allowing people to gather and do a party and make it into a popular show. So I'm looking for that partner who can visualize like this is a powerhouse where we want to enable something that's challenging and advanced, and so the American individual as a resource that like a hyper no, like a mountain is the factual security blanket of AI and a lot of new technology. Understanding to invest in the wizard, the identity of the American professional. Like, oh, that artist is really good, and I want to put that forward because it's like a radical of the expression that we are, and that's kind of a difficult mind curvature because it's not popularly supported. It's kind of like, oh, risque, like production of a new thing. I see a revolution for the people because it's a social invitation. It's a continuous party is what my studio does, and I do. I, just to get me into the bracket of a production and exposure is yet this financial gap because there's kind of these crashing ways of how even though I've had great success with Sora, like animation, it's a new level of their engine. It works really great when I'm able to kind of speak that language of and there's some magic in my films with the AI. So I want to get into those departments and have channels dedicated to working. Yeah, I think I have a pretty good eye about or how to direct AI at least. So I'm looking for that partner that can invest in me and have that echo as this kind of the values of existing and the anchorage of the health of the strength of our armor. Our societal making the right decision here is like more intelligent than planting a bunch of trees, which is, of course, we also have to do. But planting a tree, then it's like, well, we all have air or even apples in the future. That's irritating, bro, because you have to wait for like 5 or 10 years before that's sort of effectual. So, right. Well, producing Hatch 5, doing this business, it's like medicines that break the blood brain barrier. They're kind of this cellular repair next level genie. I'm looking to get, my production line is like a revolution for humanity. And I'm a character to be the so different in expression that people are able to find a revolution and find a new creative curvature. So that's where my appeal is. And I am a reality. I'm this hardcore wizard, the fractal born. That's the physical thing, and then obviously I have free will throughout my life to invent sort of next level things on icing on the cake of what my physical inheritance is or slash might be. But the description of being the answer to the invitation is maximum intensity, meaning that my power is unlimited on this atomic spectrum for. But there was a like slight misunderstanding. It was mishandled and it was left to mankind. And I think that there's like this honey glow where humanity is like uh, like in the eye of the storm. Um, and this was my real power levels are sort of beyond comprehension. So people might feel, I want to do these magic casting sessions where the individual gets stepped up. And I do believe it can be accessed with wording. I mean, I think I can work with an audience in progressively finding uh, common ground where we're, I I do exist. So for the maximum increase for this creation, we're going to perfectly anchor Santa's full delivery, complete the holiday, maximize the blessing that we all have, and it just topples over the Christmas tree, reflecting off of every Christmas ornament, defeating all of the universe's problems like a shredding machine, but also guaranteeing all of our vitals and protecting and promoting the individual. So the vitals, like 95% of the stuff the universe is doing, is got to get Christmas love, get all the attention, get the bonus tree. But we have to, have be unified about part of what common sense is, or what does it mean to exist, is to understand water has a general specifics capacity. And when you're talking about defeating the problems in the universe, you're being real about the drama of the palindrome of every day. Because the sort of background of the energy of our life on the planet is deeply rooted. Uh, so even general specifics are effective, though, to get us into a place where the elementals of the universe and strain would be like, because it's like fine tuning a fractal, and just different energy is occurring in the movie and for the audience, because they're getting stepped up about being on the right side of what the universe really needs. Is pressurized like, there, yep, I'm not, I'm, visualizing the arm, like, there, yep, I'm not, I'm, visualizing the armor erupting all, perfectly from the middle, right? So it's a perfect shell. At any rate, you guys, Merry Christmas. And for the perfect blessing for the next couple of years, let's make a new helmet that encrypts our vitals. The soul stone resides in your unicorn horn in your forehead. It gives you magic psychic powers and representative of your individuality. So the things that you're going to have to experience and suffer, like a waking dream or deja vu and these things. It's just like you have to piece it together because the visual puzzle of the perception is not broken. And Hatch 5 is I'm the static constant of a functionality for residency of the singularity planet. And my wounds match the difficulties of nature as it collided. It's that I am a reality, reality, reality. And the adults, when they're gnashing on my ribs, the Zen, I think that they find it most, they're like, whoa, they remember something from my slang. But I'm also kind of like, I believe that my appeal to the humanity is that through the next 3 years, they grow in familiarity to me as I recover. There's a curvature where people genuinely understand who I am, and I believe that leads to the greatest American revolution, there's a investment in the individual when we're excited about what we're building together. And I see a bright new age of AI, building up cities, super cities, but AI organizing, or like putting AI and computers. Well, sorry, that's so loaded, but there's so much hope and potential there. I'm really excited about technology infusion, um, and for example, in the Sora, where the animation is just open source kind of, and people are just making a lot of different cartoons. There's kind of like what you see is like television insanity or exhaustion, and what's between you and I is a primary where the Earth is like I was built to summon up the Leverett, Fractal born, and he's working to pull together his studio production of a pilot movie, which would essentially introduce all of his primary characters, which branch into channels for his streaming service. Then he has 3 years to become popular. And around, in the second year, we get an understanding whether or not that America is willing to take him viably as a political candidate. And we work more to present that uh, aspect of the studio when it avails as popular, when it starts growing there. So I'm saying, like, please help me do the natural thing. I'm just looking for that exposure, that pilot boost. It's the American dream. It's a revolution investment, and I believe I'm going to be very popular. I'm designing the entropy times 10 million with my full power, and with all the completion spell for this video, the Lotus of Christmas for Santa's full delivery. To perfect the universe, the Palindrome Workstation, Revolution Party Center, times 10. Sequence, perfect results, animation. This is the leadership of time, leadership of electricity. Y chromosome, hatch 5, green perception, 41, diagonal lock, the fracturing of time. So I'm making a holiday chain link 10 million times more powerful than blockchain. It is the holiday fractal Santa Claus. He's designed to deliver encouraging gifts to the right-minded individual across the universe. And it's like an alternator that is partially fueled by holiday cheer of people celebrating the Christmas tree, the family. And that's why we're gathered here together to have this Christmas party video. The magical lotus that we commit as drop of blood. For a part of our soul goes into the video. But it comes back as this empowered angel with extra powers, capable of defeating the problems that we're having. So basically, evolution. This occurs. So we empower our media wings, and then on the extra levels, every level of reality, they're able to do a more affirmative thing when they're visually empowered. So I'm asking for real life, human investment in the identity of the human operative, not to get cloudy minded about AI and distracted like, I'm really excited about what I'm going to do. I mean, we all need to control. Well, so the identity of America, allowing Hatch 5 to be the produced idol, allows for all humanity to have a very creative reaction. So I'm just begging you not to have it. I'm begging you not to misplace that physical pressure of the free will of the people of America, right? As like oh, I'm getting excited now. Hey, but that's a blessing for you, no? Well, not, if I don't get paid for these free performances online. All right, well, it's into the binary, it's into the forever trip. All right, there's, only the divine method is going to really keep and avail. So I use the most sharpest instruments. That's why it's really professional and profound around here. Oh, because of a lifetime of work and dedication, organizing. So this is the reason why the mirror is split. It is the vacuum of woman, and the way that she controls time. Sequence, particle, hydrogen lock, clockwork align. Telling the truth about extinction, the sequence of dominoes effect, the true psychic power. For the clockwork of woman and her egg, she is the master of the heliosphere. Earth heliosphere is the king planet. For her to be in jeopardy is for her to sense her great. She can sense the future for part of her power with the X fractal. The double X chromosome is all psychic, like levitation, without the ability to generate a seed which could potentially go into dementia, which is the danger zone for men. But the opportunity, obviously, of being able to create your own seed is to invent reality, and that's part of what the woman is naturally feeding on, is a seed, like a supplied reality, but in a certain dosage, right, from the husband and from anything else. It's all in the right dosage. But the woman is very advanced as a goddess. But to understand, like, okay, for the next 10 million years, if Earth heals her, is a king planet, and there are other types of anatomical women who have different kind of spiritual uh, strength or psychic um, physicalities, right? I'm just saying that for humanity to be number one is to embrace a win-win, mutual gains, hyper reality, to overclock the human condition, to partner, to do free speech production for Hatch 5, to allow that to happen as a priority, is to break the bonds that have been attacking his singularity, which is a primal location. So he's actually a natural born idol, or something with iconic extra armor level, but his accent is from the twisting of a real universal holy war, where there was an argument over mankind and everything. It's very, very twisted, where giant things have found their end and new things are happening. It was like the beginning of creation, and that's what also why I need free speech production, to reach the people and allow them to be part of the origin story. This is how truly to allow the individual of each to prioritize residency, to prioritize functionality of our society, that we're an hyper intelligent functionality society, is to really lead the AI or maintain the type of wisdom of the creatures that there are through a curvature. Honestly, humanity is doing triple work already, but I'm there's a recognition path. I believe I'm very healthy for the human recognition, where I'm like a hero for people, and as I become a more uh, sophisticated social communicator and a device of where my studio is editing and kind of making amazing. It's like a production house, and this is my full-time thing, running for president, or my invention house, my rotations. And for me to find the right mixture is for me to find society that's willing to pay for production, you guys. This is how it sparks, is that the recognition of the individual embraces the forever. And says, like, if every moment is permanent, let's perfect this holiday special, this Christmas win, and let's say yes to Colin's production. And let's say yes, and let's cheer. Yes, yes. We're going to make history, just allowing the natural thing to happen, because it is a dragon and it is a fierce living creature to be wild, and we are number one. But to restrain humanity and for the singularity to be held back, because he's being targeted by the negative energy. That's like a virus. It's an inappropriate question, the human anatomy. It's like a imitation of our society in the form of well, it's difficult for the individual to break away from that sleepy time lullaby. Like, I was born to it, in the maelstrom of maximum intensity. It's difficult for my audience on beta. Right now, we're on the most difficult level of communication where we're carrying the burden of everyone. I'm just saying the recognition path is that I need you guys to carry the intensity on your side so I can rely on you in a real way, like I'm going to encounter. And my life be saved through production so that the people can then support my career. There are, the curvature of practical things and mystical potentials really are interesting investment, but they're the same life. So thank you guys for being here times 10 million. A blessing upon you for a lifetime upgrade, lucky upgrade to be like the next 10 years. So it's going to be streamlined. So we're tuning up or looking forward with our unicorn horn, like a dot on your forehead, a third eye. All right. Unification of your mirror is the reality that you are potentially an infinite soul. Or you arrive without conditions on. But certainly it is common sense to effort to exist forever. So the task of that is sure robotics and the industry of life on any planet. But the thematics and the invitation to Earth is the most powerful one. And the fact that it was left to humanity and then dwarfed and then 2014 and particle radiation. Well, I'm asking you guys to be my society and for us to have the introduction party, produce my show, and we'll get the public's reaction and they'll supply, the levity or the familiarity, and we'll go from there. Well, for today and for this moment, we perfect the completion spell times 10 million for the video lotus to expand and do as much powerful good as it possibly can. The intuition to defeat, everything. It is what we could do every day to do combat with you guys. I mean, good deeds arcade, turning video games and watching sports into real life defeating of the evils. But you need a flat dimensional engine to make the conversion for games and time spent in the game arena being like, okay, we're real, we do exist, but we were just, engaging with an engine. So having a superior measurement converter allows you this upgrade where you get basically karmic earnings through the right gear setting. So games for Good Deeds Arcade and Heroes for Hero School Hen Code. So my professional 545 as a human robot is also a very good professional. On top of that, I was born in the Fractal. And so the curvature of me fitting in is also this weird thematic thing. Okay. I appreciate you guys being perfecting it on all levels. All right. Well, the reality yeah. The maximum enlightenment is to allow society's individual to be the historical curvature. To allow free speech of the underdog, Colin Paul Woodard, is to actually allow the miracle of solid matter to occur. Perfect design. Merry Christmas. The blessings of the Christmas overclocks the human anatomy. Our perception is stabilized and empowered through the unicorn's horn. we all receive the soul stone in the forehead for participation. The video lotus is geared to bless and promote Santa Claus's full delivery and for the promotion of everyone involved. Happy holidays. The maximum blessing for 2026. Happy New Year. Times 10 million. The magic show, or casting the magic now. Equator, uh, uh, the infinite wealth. Wizard bank. True health. The armor of the soul. Fortuity. A sequence of reality undeniable, where humanity upholds or dispels. Perfect design. The revolution of the identity. For for my family tree. Perfect design. Forever wealth.